All right, what's up, Tycoon? Super excited for today's video. It's gonna be me, ZachlyTrades, and James. Okay, now James has been on the channel before in a previous Tycoon talk, and a lot of people liked a lot of the stocks and things that he had to say. And my man has been doing a lot of things. Okay, he recently turned a small amount of money into a lot amount of money since the last time we've talked. And the last time we uploaded a video and we spoke on, what he was going to do with about 15K. And he's done some great things with 15K that people plan to do, for their whole lifetime and their whole retirement purposes. Okay. So stay tuned. Watch till the end. We're going to cover a lot of stocks. We're essentially going to cover the market rotation right now because a lot of people are missing the point, right? They're looking at the S&P. They're trying to trade the /ES. They're trying to trade futures, and they're confused. They're like, "What the hell is going on?" Like it's up one day, it drops right back down the next day, and you see the market kind of stagnating. All right. Well, what I want you to realize is there's a market rotation going on. Okay, so what's happening is hedge funds, all right, fund managers, institutional money, big money, they're looking at their portfolios and they're saying, Apple's at a pretty good price right now, honestly. Let me sell some of my Apple and put it into these other positions, right? And we're going to cover a couple different sectors and we're going to cover a couple different stocks in those sectors, right? Mostly small caps. We're going to cover a lot of small cap market stocks that you're going to see the money from these big hedge funds, big money, institutional money is flowing into these. And this is why you can't get a hold of what's going on in the market with your large caps and your stocks such as AMD, Nvidia, some of the tech stocks. You're wondering, all right, well, Twitter shot up 30% in one day and then it lost all those gains a week later. What's going on? This is what's going on right now. And I'm going to give the floor to James right now and just go ahead and let him do his thing because, he's been helping me out a lot and he's got some really interesting perspectives that I think you guys want to pay attention to. So James, why don't you go ahead and run into it and just show us some of the things that you're looking at and your psychology behind it.
Yeah, so everything you said is absolutely right. You if you've been watching tech for the last 4 months, you've missed the bull run. If you haven't, have you looked at oil lately? Have you seen gold? These stocks are up so much. You are missing the
It's
bull run.
insane.
Commodities are printing. And last time I talked about my loan that I put into the dividend DRYBULK stocks. Here's an update. It was like $10 in the video. I went back and rewatched it. It was like
Yeah,
right here.
Goggle was the
It's
main one you
almost
were
14.
talking about.
So 2 months, you get it's like 28 or 30% dividends on this, and you're up 40%. If you didn't know what to invest, I said, if you didn't know what to put your money in, if you're new to all this, just throw it in here.
Go ahead and do me a favor and draw a percentage. You know how TradingView can do the percentage thing? Go ahead and do that real quick for me because a lot of people don't understand. This is the monthly chart. So each candlestick actually in here represents a whole month. Do it from the bottom there. I mean, if we look
from the very bottom?
Yeah, right around there. Yeah. If we look here, let's see what this is. 23 bars. So let's do some simple math, people, okay? 24 bars, each bar is a month. This is the past 2 years, okay? So think about it. What happened 2 years ago? The COVID crash, right? So, a lot of people are wondering where the money is going into. Look at these DRYBULK plays that James is showing you right now. 2 years ago, this was a disaster. The reason being, everything's shut down. You can no longer do international shipping. Everything is shut down. Ports, all of that. Look at the amazing recovery since then. All right. And, you can go ahead and dive a little bit deeper, but a lot of these stocks you're going to be showing have a candlestick pattern setting up known as 3 white soldiers, which is when you get 3 bullish candles in a row. And this is the monthly chart. So if we're looking on a monthly time basis and we're seeing a monthly bullish pattern, then we can, safely assume right? Of course, with some risk management, that over the next coming months, we're going to see further bullish activity. So I just want to pre-head that into before he goes into what he's going into, just to kind of break it down for some beginners.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I pulled up this market cycle psychology chart. I use this religiously. This is how I trade with this chart. Like, this is kind of my guide. And I mean,
This is your baby.
you can see it here. This is anger. Here's your depression, and here's your disbelief. This is a sucker's rally. DRYBULK
Yep.
shipping can't keep going. This doesn't make any sense. And look at what it's about to do. This is exactly what it's about to do. And this is setting up everywhere. And just another one that me and you have followed forever. CTRM. This thing was like, here, you doubled your money. And it's not going to stop. I mean, this is not stopping. It's at resistance now. It might have a small pullback, but
insane.
This is not going to stop.
And just zoom out a little bit. Look at the all-time highs for some of these stocks. I mean, look at the highs for the 188.
And we didn't even go to the daily. Look at this daily chart. Let's get fucking oil stock. Look at the volume coming in. Look at this shit. I mean, this is just. I said it last time. This is the easiest money I've ever seen.
Dude, it's wild, man. And I'm great to see. I'm so happy to see you doing good on all this and see it going well. I mean, it's pretty insane. A lot of it, and I see right now you're pulling up Carnival. This is CCL, the cruise lines.
This is the chart. This is the chart of all charts.
Show me your beautiful chart for CCL, because I have my own chart and I've been making it for a while, but I want to see what you got. I want to, show me what you got on CCL.
So I'm ignoring technicals here. What I want you to just look at the volume. Okay, I noticed Carnival Cruise Lines for months, always on the volume list, but it never moved. What does that mean? It means that people with money who know what they're doing are keeping the price action tight. They're accumulating. This is a textbook big money accumulation pattern on Carnival Cruise Lines on a monthly time frame. They have nothing but time and they have nothing but money. So they're just going to accumulate for months. And when it's time to go, it'll go. And guess what happened the other day? Carnival had their record bookings in like years. They know what's up.
You're absolutely right, dude. CCL, Carnival Cruise Lines, just reported in the beginning of April, their biggest booking week ever. So that means in the entire history of the whole entire company, they have never booked more cruises than right now in the month of April. We're literally smack dab in the month of April right now. At the time of this recording, it's April 15th. The first week of April reported the most amazing number. I mean, that's insane, dude. And it makes sense. Why does it make sense? People have been locked in their houses, absolutely terrified of cruises for years. It's years now. COVID-19 happened in 19. We're in the year 2022. People have been locked. There was so much fear of, I'm not going to go on a cruise and get stuck, stranded out in sea on quarantine because of COVID, right? Ever since the war on Ukraine, the whole Russia-Ukraine crisis, COVID does not exist. What is COVID? Doesn't exist anymore, right? They scrapped Biden's clean energy bill, where he was going to put trillions of dollars into, companies like hydrogen fuel cell companies, clean energy charging stations and things like that. They scrapped that bill, right? At the end of 2021, and then the Russia-Ukraine crisis happened, and immediately they passed a new mysterious bill with the same amount of money, $1.5 trillion, and then headlined it to news articles as, hey, we just sent $19 billion to Ukraine. You know where that $19 billion came from? The COVID relief fund. So they scrapped the COVID relief fund of $19 billion, sent $19 billion to Ukraine, and they passed a $1.5 trillion bill. Where the fuck is the other $1 trillion going to, right? That's the
Lockheed
mystery.
Martin. That's where it's going. The military industrial complex, Lockheed Martin. I mean, I don't even have to show you this.
Dude, LMT and RTX are the war plays. Anytime there's a war crisis, you need to hop in LMT and RTX for the hype trade, right? I mean, it's going to be, but yeah, go ahead and break down some technical analysis, please, after I did my little rant on some of the reasons why. If you want to, zoom in on that maybe a little bit more and make it a little bit bigger.
Well, just just because this is a month, I'm looking at the macro here. I expect it to come up here and touch this line again. This is my price target. If you're an investor with Carnival Cruise Lines, you have to be patient because hedge funds are accumulating. They have nothing but time. They have another bad earnings report. We could come back down to support here. They don't care. They're just going to buy the dip. This volume tells the whole story. So you'd have to be patient, but I fully expect it, maybe if it takes a year, $84, you 4x your money. It could break above this trend line. I mean, I'm assuming it won't get on the first go, but it could do something like this and keep going. So Carnival, as far as the technicals go, I'm just looking for it to touch this line. I just buy any price in here, and I expect it to go up here eventually. And I have no doubt it will. As far as like on the lower time frames, I mean, this looks like all the airline stocks. I mean, this is just
airline is another one.
Where's Delta? Yeah, they're buying
Delta,
this shit too.
bro.
It looks like fucking this is the same
Hey,
chart.
pull them up on the daily. You can see it a little bit more clearly. The market rotate. Look at the gaps, bro. Look at recently 3 gaps up in a row, bro. The past 3 market days on DAL just gapped up, bro.
Yep.
And
yeah,
like,
I mean, we can look at Norwegian. Where's Norwegian Cruise Lines?
NCLH.
NCLH. Yeah, I think this one has the same. Here, let me get rid of my thing. Yeah, look, that looks like disbelief hope pattern, and we're about to run. I mean, but do you notice how they all have the same?
They all have the same pattern, bro.
It's like tight. Yeah, you see how the volume's non-existent, and now the volume's super high, and like this is a real tight. This is accumulation. I don't know what this pattern is called. I call it accumulation. This is big money accumulation. So smart money is buying airlines.
Just a large time frame. It's just a weekly and monthly time frame. Wyckoff, bro.
Yeah, exactly. They have nothing but time, and we can talk about even okay, COVID's going away. Look at Dave and Buster's.
Yeah, ticker symbol PLAY, people. And look at the. So one thing that I specifically charted up was the monthly chart inverse head and shoulders, bro. I mean, where do you think that's gonna send play?
Up in a straight line.
I mean,
long Dave and Buster's for financial freedom,
dude. I mean, this is so juicy. And what do you talk risk to reward ratio, right? I mean, the stock's currently around 46 bucks, right? You could have a stop loss, maybe let's say around 30 bucks. Okay, roughly around $30. All right, and your trend line, go ahead and pull that up there for me, bro. So you're gonna buy in at $46. Your stop loss is gonna be roughly around $30. So you're gonna risk $15 per share, right, to hit a price target of 180, dude. I mean, like this chart
asymmetric
is
risk reward.
Stupid, dude. Like the potential for this chart is insane. Now, the main thing I want everyone to realize is we're looking large time frames. Okay, we're not looking at a daily chart. Or I'm sorry, a 5-minute chart for day trades, right? We're not looking at a 1-hour chart for a swing trade. These are macro time scales, okay? So, don't go buy in a Dave and Buster's and cuss me out because it dropped down to 35.
Yeah,
but
it goes back and retest support.
Is, the setups are so clear on these, and we've already hit peak fear. How much more fear can the market get? Realistically, name me another fear possibly besides recession. Everybody's already priced in the recession. When SPX and ES and the SPY hit around 400, 410, or 4100, that was peak fear. That was your buying opportunity. When Tesla dipped below 900, that was your buying opportunity of a lifetime, right? And that's what I'm trying to emphasize to people. So how much worse how much more fear can there be? We already are on fear of World War III. We're on fear of a recession. We've already went through the COVID crisis and the whole, fear of a global pandemic, right? That got priced in 2019 and a lot through 2020 and 2021. Like a lot of stocks, got to see the results of that. What's bigger than World War III? What's a bigger fear for the U.S. stock market than a United States United States recession and a global war crisis and a global pandemic?
Yep.
I can't name another fear higher than that unless,
Mhm. A
Russia
literal
comes
nuke.
out. Yeah, unless Russia comes out and says they're going to nuke everyone,
Mhm.
then the stock markets dip and you just buy the shit out of that,
Yep.
right?
Call their
I mean,
bluff. Yep.
you know,
No,
shit, because otherwise you're either going to be rich or you're going to be ashes because you just got nuked.
exactly. So it's,
So it's like, why not put your money where,
yeah,
like, all right, man,
yeah,
things are looking
like,
rough. Like, I mean, that's when you want to buy, right? I see
yep.
all these articles. Oh, if you would have purchased Amazon at the dip at the COVID-19 crisis, we're now a year or two past that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
now you're going to see all these BS articles and all these BS YouTube videos and all these BS videos that they make always in the future after a crisis happens, right?
Yep.
'08 market crisis. Nobody said buy the dip. Everybody's
Mm-hmm.
screaming, oh, sell everything. The economy is going to shit.
Not
2012,
me.
all the years
Not
before
I.
that, right? Now, if you're smart enough to look at things on a macro level, right, which is the main
Mm-hmm.
emphasis of this video, because we're looking a lot at the monthly charts, we're looking a lot at the weekly charts. I mean, you want to buy. It sounds simple, but you want to buy when everything is bad, when everything is horrible, when
Mm-hmm.
everybody is telling you, and if you go and pick up a pizza at Domino's and you hear the guys at Domino's talking about how they had
Yep.
to sell their Robinhood stocks because Robinhood stock plummeted and they lost 60% of their $1,000 investment, and now they can't afford to buy a new car that they've been saving up for. You need to buy some freaking stocks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's the point. It's like you have to buy in fear, and sell in euphoria.
Yep.
And so, as you said earlier with the CCL chart, you said this looks like accumulation to me, right? Well, that's very true, right? Because we had the huge fear. We had immediately that got bought up, raised up, and then slowly the accumulation happened and the prices dropped lower, and now we're seeing some insane volume coming on the chart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I mean, to me, like what I've noticed a lot about retail, but I just, the difference between retail and the people in the know is that retail always needs a reason for like they need to know why first. The problem is when you know why, you've already missed the majority of the move. And I'll give you a great example. This is my biggest play yet. HYMC, gold miner, right? I don't
Yeah,
know if
let me
it's
go
yeah,
ahead and can you please just draw a little circle on the chart, because you told me about this before any
yeah.
news report came out. You told me about this before any YouTuber. I
Mhm.
mean, my man James is not playing around. We're talking, 2 months ago, this man was speaking of HYMC to me. He was
Mhm.
speaking to me about all the miners, everything, man. I mean, he's really been killing it, which is the reason I'm bringing him on the channel again, is just to, share some insight, okay? Because, we're not greedy. We're looking to just, share our opinions. And these are all opinions, not financial advice, but, opinions backed by technical analysis,
Mhm.
can, really give you guys a basis to form your own opinion on it, to make some of your own investments.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing about this is you have to like have your own conviction. Like if you follow other people, you're just going to get burnt. You have to have your own convictions. You have to find your own style. For me, the macro trend is the only thing that
because you
matters. I mean,
bought in,
obviously,
dude, you literally bought in right before it gapped up major and
hmm
like
yeah,
3 or 4x in
yeah.
one day.
I bought 12,000 shares at 38 cents. It's $2 now. So the reason why I'm just throwing charts. I'm looking at I mean it's very simple. TradingView has this, and look, I already have it sorted by volume. This is what I look for.
All right, hold on real
HYMC,
quick. Hold on.
yeah.
I need to change our little faces out of here. I'm putting them up in the top right corner. So what I want you to go is give us a basic walkthrough of your stock screener and the method behind, like the methodology, the strategy you've been using to spot some of these stocks, right? Because me and you have discussed it,
Mhm.
a little bit, but I just want you to kind of explain the whole process to, viewers and beginners. Like, TradingView is a free platform, everyone, first off. So you don't have to even have any money to be able to look at this.
Yeah.
So go ahead and just show me what you're doing here and explain it a little bit, and we'll really appreciate it.
So with H1, so this is a stat screener. I mean, it just gives you some columns. Here's volume, and here's market cap.
Mm-hmm.
Market cap means, the total money amount, the worth of the company or whatever. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Because to me, like the nitty gritty of this stuff doesn't really matter. It's just when this number is bigger than this number, there's something going on. So when you have
So when the volume exceeds the market cap,
there's something going on.
Now, when you're looking at the volume, is that the like amount of shares being traded on the volume?
So it's just shares back and forth. It just, exactly.
Okay.
So on HYMC in particular, and Veru's a good one too.
Dude,
Veru
me and you haven't talked about Veru yet. We'll get into that. I don't know.
Adder's a good one, dude. I didn't see you about Adder. Adder's a good one too. But,
bro, I've been covering Adder all week, man. All week. Adder has been. I got it. I got them all figured out, bro. I've been using the fibs a lot more.
Yeah.
And the Fibonacci's are perfect for meme stocks, dude.
Yep.
Adder's a meme stock. All these meme stocks, they're hitting the fib targets to the T, bro. On the 1 hour chart or the 4 hour chart or smaller time frames. They're literally closing right on the 1.618, etc. You know what I mean? So
the numbers exist in nature for a reason. Like Fibonacci, they occur everywhere in nature, while when they occur in human psychology price charts. But on HYMC in particular, I'm just scrolling this one day, and I see the volume on it is 10 times that of its market cap. I come to the chart and I look, and I just see this real tight price action. This means someone who knows what they're doing is buying. So I'm like, okay, I'll throw $5,000 on it. And what do you know? We pop up to here, and then you get the good news. Oh, AMC bought and Sprott bought. And it's like, I didn't need to know that to know something was happening. This is why the chart is the only thing that matters. A lot of people think TA is bullshit, and it's not everything.
Do me a favor real quick. Pull up the fibs and put it on the low of that green candle right there. And then put it at the top of that red.
You just want me to do a fib extension? Oh, it's going to be a big number, like here or all the way up?
No, even lower. No, the right there, that red candle, the gap up, the one where it gapped up.
Okay. Oh, right here. Oh, okay, I see.
So
here to here.
Draw it from the original low. To the top of the gap up candle. To the top wick.
Oh, and then come down here.
And look at how look at how the levels are
being respected. Yeah, it couldn't hold this as support, so it came down. It couldn't hold the golden pocket as support, so it came down. And I mean, this is obviously
because you're looking at the daily right now.
Yeah.
But if you go a little bit smaller to, I'm sure, like the 1 hour time frame or the 4 hour, you're going to see these candles closing right up on those levels.
Boom.
This is what I was just talking about, the 1.618. Like the candles are hitting right up on the 1.618, bro.
Yep.
And that's my favorite. That's my favorite, like Fibonacci trade out is once you break out past the one, right? Once you break out past the highs, you hit the 1.618, bro. That's cash money. That's a swing trade right there. You know what I mean?
Ratio.
It's fire. It's
Fibonacci's are great. If you don't know where to take profits, use your fibs and just know what the golden pocket is. Golden pocket is real big in crypto. It is heavily respected,
especially in crypto. You were the first person to actually tell me about it a very long time ago, but
it's just like
every market we look at is entirely controlled by algorithms.
Yeah, exactly.
When it comes to the stock market, definitely. Of course, there's a lot more retail traders and a lot more human psychology going behind it. But when you look at the amount of money that retail traders have compared to the hedge funds, there's no comparison. So the hedge funds are the ones using these algorithms. They're the ones using, sending these programs. So
and it's very obvious on ES and SPY that is all algos. So much fuckery on that.
They're using simple things, dude. They're using simple things like Fibonacci's. You know what I mean? To execute these buy and sell orders. And then you have a little bit of retail behind it, pushing the price up a little bit further, or maybe, pushing it down a little bit further. but I really like it, man. I mean, it's been some amazing stuff. Let's go. So we've looked at a couple of your dry bulk stocks. We're looking
Mhm.
at HYMC, which is a mining play right now.
Yeah.
Let's go into, what are some of your you've sent me a couple. What are some of your gold? What are some of your uranium? Like or let's just stick for commodities right now, like gold or silver.
Oh,
Like
well, I'll give you. Here's uranium. This is
yeah,
UEC.
yeah, okay, yeah, UAC. We can just hop right into that. That chart is so
I
wild.
mean, oh,
That
and I
chart
even
looks
have
so
like a
good.
macro kind of view of it. And this is kind of crude. I expected to touch the top of this line one day. It's $6. Depending on when it gets there, it could take a long time. But I mean, this is life-changing wealth. And look at the volume. This is not dumb money
Let
buying.
me change my face out of here onto this side so people can see. This is hundreds of dollars.
I'm gonna put this on the monthly. Yeah, I'll put this on the monthly. It's going to touch the top of this line again eventually. That's 100x.
Yeah,
This
whether
is
it's from
not
300
retail.
to 3,000. I mean, the range
Yeah,
is pretty broad there.
it's insane. It's these charts are, and they all look like this. I mean, where's you want to talk about miners? Come here. What's it? I'll just do new tab. SSRM. I mean, these are bigger caps. These aren't the Ponzi 100% a day stats. Let me put this on the monthly. Just looking at the macro on this. I mean, this is chart porn, dude. Like this is you can't make it any easier. If you just want to like put money in the market and not think about it, put it in something like this. It is the freest money I've ever seen. Like, are you going to get rich overnight? No. But like, if you want to be an investor, why wouldn't you buy this? Why wouldn't you buy something like this? SSRM. I mean, if you don't even want to pick a stock, you can buy the freaking ETFs. This is GDX, it's a gold mining ETF. I mean, when this thing breaks over the long term, like this price target up here is at 233. This is a fucking ETF going 5 minutes.
Show me the you had Gato, right? GATO.
Oh yeah, if you like gaps, I got one for you. I mean, this is, I don't know. You don't even have to know TA to know this is bullish. Like, you don't have to know
before we
anything.
begin, if you watch my channel, right, a lot of times I chart up gaps, okay?
Yep.
Especially daily gaps. And the
Yep.
reason for is because gaps on the daily chart in the stock market tend to fill 90 to 95% of the time. The only two questions you have to ask is when. It's not if it's going to fill, it's when. And the only reason, and the other question is, why wouldn't it fill? Well, a reason it wouldn't fill, right, is if we're in a bear market. Okay, so you can't expect a bullish gap up to fill in a bear market cycle. Okay,
Yep.
so that's one thing. Well, looking at the stock, GATO right now, this is not a bear market currently over the past, the past few months, right? And then also, you have to think about like, okay, is a stock delisting? Is a stock about to delist, right? Like XCUR is a stock that's about to delist, and that has tons and tons of gaps up. And
Right.
it's been requested so many times on my channel, but it makes no sense to me. It's like the stock is literally about to be delisted. That's the
Yeah.
whole reason that it's so cheap right now. That it's worth 2
And
cents
I
or
just want to say one
whatever.
thing on what you just said. There's a difference between buying fear and being stupid. Like
Exactly. There's a
what he
big
just
difference.
said, you can't just throw. I mean, with oil you can throw a dart and make money. With gold you can, but like you can't. You got to be smart about this stuff. Like there's a difference between buying fear and being dumb.
Yeah,
Buying
we're
a
looking
stock.
at a silver
Yeah.
company right now. I mean, do you think silver is about to disappear in the next 100
And
years, bro, and have
and
no value?
I would say that this isn't the bull market for this hasn't even begun. This is mean reversion, meaning this is an overreaction to the downside. When we're going to come back to reclaim the support and then start the bull market. The bull market begins at 2x from here. This is a silver mining company, and you always can come to the silver chart and see if silver is bullish. And silver is bullish. You can use silver as your guide. If silver starts looking bearish, you need to exit your miners. If silver continues to look bullish, you stay in your miners. It is the easiest trade I've ever seen. Like this is the easiest money for anyone who is patient.
So I have a question about that. So would you say that silver is the one you pay attention to more than gold or platinum, copper, etc.?
Oh, I look at all of them because, like, especially with like HYMs, like they will follow gold. So if gold's doing well, like I can even show you, like when gold was having its sideways here, this is a daily, when it popped and then had it sideways, I'm just going to use the gold ETF for the miners. This was also chopping sideways. When gold popped, this also popped. And these will pop harder. So you can always use that as a guide. You can do the same with oil. When oil was having its choppiness, your low cap Ponzi's corrected real hard.
That's a nice W-shaped recovery in the process right there.
Oh yeah, no, oil looks great. Like oil bears are in for a bad time.
What about pull up ticker symbol AUI real quick on the monthly chart? And
yeah,
I don't know if you have this one charted up, but I want you to
oh, I will. I mean, we can
just look at that, bro.
It's beautiful.
AUI looks really good to me.
I mean, you can. I don't even know how you want to.
No, not Y. AUY.
Oh, that's probably
that's a gold stock, I believe. Yeah,
that chart looks good too. Yeah.
Bro, look at the monthly. Look at the monthly right there, bro. A perfect breakout. Yep. And we are looking at 3 white soldiers currently forming on the monthly chart.
And I can give you a real greedy target. Look at this. I mean, if it's going to go retest this trend line, I mean, that is many multiples up. I mean, we could even be modest and just use this high to high. I mean, I'm sure.
I was gonna say I like that one a lot better. The one you just drew.
Yeah,
that's the one.
I mean, I have my opinion. My opinion is that commodities. There's going to come a day where Exxon is the new Apple. They're going to be the new $1 trillion corporation. So these like outrageous price targets, I think.
I feel you, dude. The way I see it is eventually everything's going to shift digital, right? And in the way that tech and digital is so overpriced and overvalued right now. That's what's going to happen to actual real world commodities, because there's going to be so much money
100%.
flowing. There's going to be 100%. Right now, there is more money than there is gold. Yep. If you wanted to buy, $1 trillion worth of gold, good luck. Good luck. I mean, Apple's $1 trillion stock.
Yeah.
Technically, a trillionaire could come by and, spend $1 trillion and buy and own all of Apple, right?
Yep.
When it comes to commodities, the way I see it is money value is going to transfer so much to the digital world through cryptocurrency and tech stocks that real gold, real silver, real platinum is going to be astronomically expensive. Because right now, through the beginning of American history, right? That's kind of like the standard, right? And what backs like the money, right? Is gold. And that stuff is no longer going to be what backs. Okay, gone.
Except for the ruble.
It's maybe
Russia's doing it.
Well, okay, so Russia is talking about taking Bitcoin for their gold or for their oil as well.
Do you want me to talk
about selling? They're talking about selling their oil for Bitcoin, because they're under so many sanctions right now. They can just pass around all the sanctions and just sell it for cryptocurrency and pass right through all the sanctions.
So, can I give my controversial opinion on Bitcoin?
Yeah, pull up some Bitcoin.
I think Bitcoin's going to $700.
Yeah, I think me and you have talked about it before. I think Bitcoin is going to.
Hey, I haven't showed it up.
Bitcoin's going to get flipped. Bitcoin's eventually is going to be
100%
not worth much at all. And it's really going to be about the main cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin was the OG, and kind of just started the way, but it's no longer going to be seen as something of value or a store of value in the future, in my opinion.
Right. And
there's no utility really behind it.
It's dinosaur tech, and the big problem with it is that
it's dinosaur tech.
Is that you can track where the money goes. So to me, I looked at the Bitcoin chart. There's no volume here. There's nothing. Who is going to buy? Who is left to buy Bitcoin? All I see online are just the Bitcoin influencers on Twitter need to be in jail and they need to be liquidated. Like they need to be like mentally. Like have you ever seen The Big Short?
Yes.
I'm sure most people watch this have, but like in The Big Short, they go to a real estate convention, and he's basically Steve Carell's trying to find like confluence for short in the real estate market. And he goes to the real estate convention, and it's the most cringy shit I've ever seen, or he's ever seen. I watched the Bitcoin conference, and I see the same thing. It is literally in The Big Short. Go watch that movie and then compare the two. you have people like lighting $100 bills on fire saying fiat is dead, and like people dancing around like Dogecoin costumes and shit. Bro, newt Bitcoin to zero.
Dude,
But
everybody's
don't
so
newt
worried
crypto to
about
zero, not
Bitcoin hitting
crypto.
100K. I mean, like, that's not even impressive.
I mean,
To
it can
me,
go higher. I don't really
it's
care if
at
it does.
40,000 right now. I mean, okay, so what?
Yeah.
Like Bitcoin doubles, goes a little bit
Yeah.
up past 100x,
I
and
don't know.
yeah,
It
or I'm sorry,
might.
2 times its money and hits 100K.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Like the people predicting, because I'm probably mistaken, but I'm highly confident that Cathie Woods has $1 million prediction on Bitcoin.
Yeah, I think she's right on Tesla. I don't think she's right on Bitcoin. I think Tesla's easily going to 4,500. I don't
Exactly,
think Bitcoin is.
and what people don't realize is the things that me and you were talking about. Okay,
Mhm,
eventually, especially when it comes to DeFi. Okay, I mean,
mhm,
years ago you were telling me about Aave, right? The crypto space has progressed so much more past Aave, right? And
mhm,
there's many more protocols and things past that now that offer better rewards, but there's so much money locked up
mhm,
in Ethereum staking and so
mhm,
much many other, when it comes to DeFi and all these other things, Bitcoin is eventually going to crash. Ethereum's going to flip.
mhm.
And here's my theory. You can put it on paper because, okay, so AVAX is like farming blockchains, right?
Right.
If you're
Yep.
familiar with cryptocurrency, you're familiar with the term yield farming, right? Or farming. All right. The way I see it is Avalanche, AVAX, is essentially farming blockchains, not
Mhm.
specific like tokens or anything like that, right? It's not, my theory is Ethereum and Avalanche will merge and take over the world and it will be the world's global cryptocurrency. And it'll be called Ethereum.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. I haven't looked at AVATs recently, but I can just show you one chart. If you chart crypto, you need to chart against Bitcoin, and this is Ethereum against Bitcoin. This hasn't even had a bull market yet. This is doesn't this not look similar to the DRYBULK stats, the gold stats? This has not
I
had a bull
mean,
market.
dude, all I can say is that's the most textbook inverse head and shoulders I've ever seen.
Yeah. What? Yeah. One, two. I mean, or here, whatever. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
though.
It's a bullish pattern. Like whatever you want to call it, this is bullish. And we can look at another thing. This is Bitcoin.D. This is called Bitcoin dominance, right? So what that means is what percentage of the total crypto market cap does Bitcoin hold? This is not a bullish chart. This is like shit. I think when this line breaks, that's when
Bitcoin
it goes.
dominance has been going lower. I like that.
And
I've
let's
never looked at that before. What was that again? Can you
B.
slow it down for me?
Oh, sorry.
Bitcoin BTC dot what?
D. BTC.D. So
BTC
typically,
dot D.
crypto traders will use this because when Bitcoin is bullish, typically alts go sideways or they sit still. Or Bitcoin dumps, then a lot more money flows out of alts into just cash or whatever, because Bitcoin doesn't want to move as fast. So they will use this as a guide. When Bitcoin dominance is bearish, you go long on alts. When Bitcoin dominance is bullish, you exit alts. So it's a good indicator, basically. But this chart looks like shit. I mean, this chart looks horrible. I mean, you could argue, has it broken down yet? I mean, you could argue,
And that's a monthly. I don't
yeah,
even
this
want to
is,
see what the RSI looks like. Look at the volume, bro. I mean, just look at all those red volume candles.
mm-hmm. Oh, we can look at the
Insane.
RSI.
That's
Low,
horrible, bro.
low, dude. You do not, look, a high RSI isn't the best thing, but you do not want it on high time frames under 50. If you buy something with a low RSI on the monthly time frame, expect to wait forever for it to get going. You want to, if you're an investor, obviously, by all means, but you know, you just got to be ready for it because it's going to take a while to get going. You want to see the RSI up. It's relative. I see it all the time on Twitter, or whatever, and it just
The
kind of irritates
RSI
me.
hasn't been
Like,
up on Bitcoin since, according to that chart, since
yeah. Oh, we can
forever.
look at the real Bitcoin chart. I
I
mean,
mean,
you
a
want to see?
while, bro.
Look at this. Look at this is
That's
bad.
bearish divergence.
This is bad. This is yeah.
Look
This
at
is
the bearish
ugly.
divergence on the top, bro.
Oh yeah. Oh no. I mean,
I mean,
trust me. I am here with you. Yeah, all the way. And then you can look at this. The uptrend has broken. You know, like this is not bullish at all. But and then we can also do the same thing with Ethereum. This is the Ethereum dominance chart.
oh wow, another
Like
textbook
look
inverse head and
look at the
shoulders right there.
RSI. Look at the RSI. Up. It is up. It is in an uptrend. It is above 50 and is trending up. This is bullish. And then we can even go one step further. This is what I like to do. So in TradingView, you can chart assets against assets. So like what I'm
It's
gonna do is I'm gonna
beautiful,
pull
bro.
up
I love the asset versus
bit,
asset charts.
the Bitcoin. Let's do the SPX against Bitcoin, right? I mean, this look at the RSI, look at how it's starting the trend. This won't take a while, but look at how it's forming an uptrend. You can see over here, the bull flag, the little bull flag here on the monthly has broken. The SPX is about to run against Bitcoin. And let me just show you how much room this has to run. This is the obvious pivot at 21. There's a guy I follow, his name's Bob Lucas, and he's very good at market analysis. He thinks that in a decade, the SPX will be at 14,000, 15,000. The number on Bitcoin I have is about 700. So if the SPX is worth almost 22 times Bitcoin, so it's about $15,000 SPX. The confluence is unreal. And I can do the same thing with gold. Dude, gold is the same chart. Gold against Bitcoin, USD, gold. Look at the same pattern. Same double, look, that double bottom that we like. There's your little bull flag that's breaking up. You know, here are your pivots up here. And I won't put on the calculator, but my price target on Bitcoin is 1 Bitcoin will be worth 0.07 ounces of gold. I will actually do it. So
Yeah, you're gonna have to show me that.
$10,000 is the price target on gold. 700. And I could show you exactly on the chart how you find. I mean, you know, you just look at your pivots, you know, logical places for it to go, and that's how you get there. There's basically you can do it in like, where are my shapes at? I won't use the shapes, but if you draw this, or maybe I have it on this chart. I do. Here we go. So you just take obviously here's your overextension, resistance, and this isn't perfect. I kind of drew this on the fly, not recently, but you know, this let's let this go. I mean, obviously, if you break above here and hold the top of support, this is invalidated. As far as I'm concerned, this is valid. This is Bitcoin against gold. So this is not against the US dollar, this is against gold. It's currently worth 20 times that of an ounce of gold. Where's your obvious, I mean, where's like an obvious level on the chart? Right down here, here's a support, and look at where it is, 0.07. $10,000 gold, 0.07 Bitcoin, you get 10,700. So I am not a Bitcoin bull at all. I'm not a crypto bear though. I'm an Ethereum bull.
And looking on the time frame of this, right?
Monthly.
It's
long term.
I'm looking at the years. It's looking down between 2025 and 2027.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
And honestly, this is when most people like me, you know, included, we're really expecting to see cryptocurrency and, you know, the crypto market as a whole really take over in 2025.
Yep.
You know, I think that that's when we're really going to see a lot of regulatory concerns be passed. When especially, you know, one of the biggest main, you know, BS things that they talk about cryptocurrency is the hurt to the environment. Okay, all these, you know, all these hippie people, right?
Yeah.
Well, that shit's going away, bro. You know, a lot of crypto projects are going carbon negative. You know, and I mean, once that happens, and you know, it'll take a few years. But think about this: once all cryptocurrency is carbon negative, all right, which is not far away. This is in the near future. Elon Musk is probably going to have his robots also deployed by 2025. You're probably going to see the first prototypes in stores or in homes in 2025. So you got to realize we're going to have robots, and we already have robots, but when I say robots, we're going to be talking about iRobot looking robots, right? We're going to be talking about humanoid looking robots. Most likely, realistically, are going to start appearing in the real world around 2025. I mean, what do you think is going to happen with the world, bro? I mean, here's my opinion: is cryptocurrency is going to be added to the S&P. It will be the 12th, it will be the 12th sector of the S&P 500. Originally, there were 10 sectors, and then they added the 11th, which was real estate, right? You cannot ignore cryptocurrency any longer. If you can do whatever research you want, every single major bank, financial institution, hedge fund is invested heavily into cryptocurrency. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, it doesn't matter. They all have significant amounts invested into cryptocurrency. What does this mean? It's not going anywhere. What that means is that the U.S., especially on a global level, you can't just get rid of crypto now. It's impossible. There's too much money in it. There's trillions of dollars. It's impossible. I mean, just think about it from a realistic point of view. Okay, let's say 2025, or I don't know when the next election is, 2024, right?
Yep.
Let's say 2024, some dumbass tries to outlaw cryptocurrency in the U.S. and tries to run for U.S. president. That guy has 0% chance, right? Now, how can you increase your chances of being elected president? Well, what you can do is you can push for cryptocurrency regulation to be passed, right? And you can push for cryptocurrency to, be regulated more and just be allowed to happen. And that's what I think is going to happen. We're going to see that. I mean, by 2025, who knows? Who knows exactly where? I can't predict. But 2025 to 2020 or 2030, I'm expecting crypto to be fully regulated in the U.S. markets, at least in the U.S. markets. And I wouldn't be surprised if by 2030, Bitcoin, if it's still around, and cryptocurrency is going to be in the S&P 500. And you know what do you know, bro, do you know what that is going to do when they add trillions of dollars into the S&P? I mean, it's going to skyrocket. So pull up SPX real quick. Because while we're talking about all this, let me go ahead and spit my theory out. Okay. So, I'm a very big stock market bull, and I think that there's very big potential that we could have another pullback retracement. And, I'm prepared for that mentally, right? But in my opinion, SPX is going to hit 6,000 very soon, right? In the next 5 years. Most likely less.
You're a bear.
Most likely less than that. But
I think it happens in a year.
Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if SPX is at 6,000 in 2023. Now, what's going to happen after SPX hits 6,000? That's when we're going to get that really hard retracement. Okay. And there is going to be a stock market crash, quote unquote crash, right? But this is just going to be another buying opportunity, right? So let's put this all on the timeline, right? Let's think about this with all of the theories we just said. So let's say 2024 bear case, we hit the 6,000, right? Or end of 2023, we hit the 6,000 on SPX, the S&P 500. Then we have a major retracement, okay, back to 4,000, 5,000 level, okay, somewhere in between there. And then boom, Bitcoin's added. Cryptocurrency is added to the S&P 500. That's going to inflow trillions of dollars into it. And that's what's going to take it up to its next level of 12,000, 12 to 15,000.
Right.
That's where it's going to go.
I mean, that made sense to me.
And
I would like to say,
just
on my crypto thoughts, I am a Bitcoin bear to the max, but I'm not a crypto bear. Like let me show you what I think happens. So the big problem with Bitcoin is that it is public.
Yeah, explain that a little bit further, because a lot of people may not understand. I mean, I can hear you say that and not think that you're crazy, but just kind of explain maybe a little bit. You showed some charts, but maybe for people who don't understand, like, why do you think Bitcoin would crash so much, but cryptocurrency would still be relevant? Like,
because
what's your theory behind that?
Well, my thinking is basically we are at peak Bitcoin euphoria. Like it is marketed as a store of value. It is marketed as digital gold, but gold's outperforming it. In times when it really matters, gold is stepping up.
Yeah, Bitcoin's marketed as a hedge against inflation. Have you not seen what the Bitcoin has done in the past 4 months with all the inflation fears in the US?
Yeah. So to me, Bitcoin was great
How
for,
is it a hedge against inflation?
and we can even look at Bitcoin's timeline here. Bitcoin totally missed. Sorry for that chart. It came after the recession, and obviously it had its COVID crash, but everything rallied after that. Bitcoin has never had a true stress test of political, a global macro global issues. And then on top of that, how much leverage is holding Bitcoin up? How much money Michael Saylor is taking out to buy Bitcoin? How many people have mortgaged their houses to buy Bitcoin at the top? There's so much leverage holding this shit up. And all it's going to take is just one piece of regulation, or the tether FUD I see all the time. Like, the big problem with Bitcoin is it's slow, it's public. So Russia wants to start accepting oil payments for Bitcoin. Well, that's going to be on public ledger. If you want to send,
if you pay Russia for Bitcoin, they're going to track it.
They're going to see it, and they're going to know who you are. And that's the big problem is, people want privacy, which is where I look at something. This is called Zcash, and this is Zcash against Bitcoin. Let me just get rid of all this ugly drawings and just show you the accumulation pattern here on Zcash against Bitcoin. And then you have a wedge up here at 2.5, somewhere in here. I can just zoom in and show you right around in here. Put on the daily. It's probably a little bit more clear. A little pivot. Yep, right there, there's your pivot right there, about 2.5. So you have this accumulation pattern on Zcash. Zcash is faster than Bitcoin, and it's totally private. My thinking is Bitcoin is going to go down and is going to go away for a long time, because Bitcoin is for the idealist. It's for like the hippie who thinks, who lives in like an abstract fantasy land, who doesn't live in reality, basically.
Yeah, Bitcoin is an idea.
Yeah, it's an idea, and I think it's about to get stress test, and it's going to fail. I mean, I could be wrong, but then you have something like Zcash, which is an accumulation against Bitcoin. It's at its bottom. The price target on Zcash is 1,500. 2.5 Bitcoin times 700 that's 1,500. This made sense. So I think what happens in crypto is Bitcoin is going to nuke. The new standard will be Ethereum, and things like that. And then things like Zcash are going to come up and do and become what Bitcoin was thought to be. And speaking of crypto, I mean, this is an easy one. If you want to see what looks like an oil chart, this is not oil. This is Near protocol.
Near, bro. Near is my
favorite. You don't own enough
Near.
You do not own enough Near. This is the net sol. You should buy right now.
I said that when it just fucking 100x or 100%. I was like, damn it, I don't have enough Near. Dude, I've been making videos on Near protocol. I don't even know how long, but I've been trying to stress the importance of their sharding. Okay, so like that's the when people look at Ethereum, like that's like one of the main things that they're looking at in Ethereum is like, okay, well, once sharding happens, like it's really gonna increase scalability, yada yada yada, all these things. There's so many there's layer ones, there's layer twos, there's all these different blockchains looking to provide solutions to the problems that Ethereum has, right? Because Ethereum came to the forefront and said, hey, we're gonna make things so much better. And they did, right? But you look at a blockchain like Polygon, their main focus, in my opinion, right? Their main highlight was, okay, we're going to eliminate gas fees, right? Ethereum sucks ass because if you want to buy a $50 NFT, you're gonna have to pay $100 in gas fees. It doesn't make sense. So Polygon, Solana, and a few others, but Polygon came around and was like, all right, well, we're gonna introduce gasless, gas free, right? So now you can sell an NFT or you can mint an NFT for free on OpenSea.
Yep.
What Near is doing is Near implemented Ethereum's idea of sharding, and I covered this with their Nightshade protocol, which is like the protocol that for their sharding. And I've been covering this and I've been trying to tell people, man, like Near protocol is going to it's going to do well, right? And so the main thing is you can never It's just like stocks in a sense when it comes to the cryptocurrency market, right? I don't like to put all my money into one,
Yep.
especially with crypto, right? Because you don't know at the end of the day, it's such a new environment. You don't know which one is going to be around 20 years from now, right?
Mhm.
Like a lot of the top 10 stocks in the stock market 20 years ago, you look at the top 10 stocks in the stock market, they're not in the top 10 list anymore, right?
Bitcoin won't
But
be either, but go ahead.
exactly. So that's where I'm getting at.
Mhm.
That's my main point. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Is you have the original forerunners,
Mhm.
and then you have high growth, high exponential growth innovation companies, which is Cathie Wood's whole investment style, right?
Mhm.
And so when it comes to cryptocurrency, it's pretty much all a heap, right? High exponential growth, right?
Mhm.
Um, but you have to really dive in and you have to look at some of these things. I mean, look at the volume. You're looking at the volume. I'm looking at the chart right now. The volume is stupid, dude. The
If
volume
I
is
showed you
insane.
this, would you think this is crypto or oil
Look,
or like gold, a gold stock?
it looks like both.
Yeah.
It looks
I
like
mean, this
all
does not look
three.
like the crypto stuff. Crypto is like in the dumps. And look at this chart. The volume tells the whole story. They're doing
Dude,
something right.
near is awesome, man. And it's all I'm telling you guys. All right, so the I don't know if you've been keeping up with near, but I'm just gonna
I'm keeping up with the
tell the
chart.
viewers. So um one of the main reasons behind the surge in near, all right, they partnered with Terra Luna, all right, and Terra UST is one of the most fastest rising stable coins there is, okay,
Mhm.
and there's really good incentives for staking. There's so many platforms that you can stake and essentially farm your Terra and earn up to 20-40% returns on a year. So if you put
Mhm.
10,000 bucks into it, into a UST stable coin, and you farm it correctly, you can get $4,000 out of it. I mean,
Mhm.
imagine being a millionaire or a
Mhm.
billionaire and putting, $1 billion into this and getting $400 million out of it a year. Why
Right.
wouldn't you do that, right?
Mhm.
So that's one of the main things. So Near Protocol recently partnered with UST with Terra, right? Along with Avalanche. Okay, so AVAX Avalanche partnered with them before, which is the one that I told you is going to merge with Ethereum and
Mhm.
eventually take over the entire, global market, and it's going to be a cryptocurrency known as Ethereum. Um, but Near Protocol is also shortly, I don't know if it was before or shortly after, but right around the time they announced their partnership with Terra Luna, and Terra Luna is big on their stablecoin. Near just announced their stablecoin, so USN, which is going to be the stablecoin for Near Protocol, right? Which will remain pegged at $1 essentially, is going to be dropping on 420, my dog. So you know what I'm finna do? I'm finna
Sell
spark
the
one up on
news.
420 and I'm finna buy some USN. and it's dude, it's gonna start off with approximately 20% APR.
Mhm.
I mean,
No.
come on now. I mean, you're gonna tell me that a bank who understands all of this, because here's what people don't realize. A bank is cryptocurrency, but bullshit, right? So you mean to tell me that none of our money is actually being transferred around physically? It's all
Mhm.
being done on ledgers online, but you only want to do it from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday
Mhm.
at your convenience.
Mhm.
And I have to pay for your convenience. And then I also have to pay for your convenience in the other, it's negative both ways. I have to pay literally for your convenience because you're doing it for me. And then also I have to pay opportunity cost, which is an
Mhm.
economic term people may not understand. But opportunity cost is, when you have money in one area and you're missing out on the opportunity to invest in another area where it's growing, at a faster rate. So now, not only are you losing your money because it's stuck at the bank, right? but you're also losing, because you have to pay them fees in a sense is what I'm saying. But then you're also losing money on the opportunity cost because you could just put that money into a different online system, right? Known as like near protocol in their USN stablecoin. And then you could earn 20%. And it hasn't launched yet, right? Okay, we're recording this on 4/15, but via the reports that have come out, it's going to be approximately 20%. I
Mhm,
mean, imagine being a billionaire, dude, and being able to earn 200 million a year.
mhm.
You don't have to work. You already don't have to work because you're a billionaire, but now you don't have to work on not having to work. You don't have to like check up on your other investments.
Right.
Oh, hey, well, I invested 10 million into this company. I invested 10 million into this company and I invested 20 million into this. You could spend $200 million a year in speculative investments and get all your money back.
Mhm,
I
mhm.
mean, it's insane, dude. It's absolutely insane. And that's one of the reasons why I know you're a super big chart guy, and I'm really big on the charts too. But I also keep up with like sentiment and
Mhm.
a lot of that is a lot of my big reasons for getting into trades, right? So
Right,
it's like you
right.
see the near protocol stablecoin is going to be is announced. You know that
Mhm.
the hype is going to come in and people are going to be buying it. So I like to trade a lot, but I mean, the setup is there, man. It's just
Yeah.
insane. There's so much going on. I mean, we originally covered stocks. Okay, we showed you guys some of the stocks that things are going to be rotating into. We went into some crypto. We talked about a lot in this video. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm actually gonna take the screen real quick, and
Hold on, hold
I'm
on, hold on.
gonna.
I have one more. I have to show car lots and I'm done.
Oh,
It'll take two
yeah, yeah.
seconds.
No, please shill
Okay.
lots to me, and then
All
I
right.
wanna I wanna just show people some of the other stocks that you've been showing me.
So just I'll make this very quick. So this is car lots, right? Why why would I be bullish on this? This Charles says shit. Here's why. Used car prices are going down. People will be buying them more. Interest rates are about to start going down. So
Yeah, so
just bear with me. So
CarLots mostly sells used cars, right?
yeah, you sell your used car to them and then you can buy from them and stuff. It's like a
That's what I'm
Carvana.
saying.
It's a
So
Carvana
so
competitor.
so they're buying used cars from people and then
Yes.
selling them to others. And the
Yes.
stock has been performing horribly. I'm
Well,
looking at
here,
it
let me
right now. It's been performing really bad.
I'm gonna
But
show you something. Watch this. I'm gonna invert the chart.
but
What does invert in the chart do? It means up is down, down is up, right? So this means we're going up. I want to show you something. I'll put this on a weekly, and then I want to pull up real quick. I'll be quick.
no,
I'll pull
you're
up the
fine.
motorcycle psychology chart. We just exited, it looks like belief right here. You see belief? And it looks like we're in thrill and then
I was gonna say it
euphoria.
looks like we're in throw right now, about to hit euphoria.
So when we get above this line or we get near it, I'm going to buy. And I'm going to buy and I'm going to hold because I want to ride it because down is up all the way back down. If we go all the way back down, it's $12. This is going to, if it touches the top of this line, you're going to be able to catch lots at about 50 cents, 60 cents, and ride it all the way to $12. This is one of the best setups I've ever seen. This is not catching the knife. This is very calculated.
No, so I wanna add on to that because I'm with your theory. What I was
Mhm,
mentioning was that what we've been seeing, okay, for the past 3 months or past, few months, has been inflated used car sales, right? Used car prices, right? What we're seeing now is we're seeing that start to top off,
mhm.
right? And if you look at the reports, you look at the CPI data, okay, which CPI stands for Consumer Price Index. This is how a lot of, market people, hedge funds, people with a lot of big money look at the market and tell what they're going to invest in. Used car prices have slowly began to drop and began to top out. So this goes in according to what James is saying right here. Okay.
Mhm.
What you're saying is you're seeing the inverted chart. You're seeing this go up so much. And just think of it like this, like the price of used cars is going up so much. Nobody's going to buy, right? That's the reason these candles are red. It's an inverted chart. Nobody's trying to buy. I know a guy right now, literally 3 weeks ago, wrecked his Camaro got his insurance payout, could not buy a good car. You know what he had to buy? A freaking Nissan Altima, because
Mhm.
used car prices are so high. The dude should have sold his car the day he wrecked it, before he
Mhm.
wrecked it, and he would have made bank. He could have bought another Camaro and had a little bit of money left over. But
Yep.
now because used car prices are so high, and used cars are in such demand, people are paying new car prices for used cars. It's
Yep.
insane right now. And the car dealerships are all experiencing this, and they're hurting right now, and they're going to go in a freaking absolute boom. And I really like this. Now that you've showed it to me, and using the data that I know, I mean, it makes so much sense. Used cars are about the prices for used cars is going to drop. Okay.
Mhm.
We may have not hit the top yet. The reports are saying that we're starting to top out,
Mhm.
and as he pointed out, they could go up more. All right. We could see it. Um, we could see these prices go up more, and that would, try drive the price of lots, LOTZ, down. But I mean, from $1 to 60 cents, it's looking so juicy for
Mhm.
long-term investments. I mean, if you can get in below $1 and you can get in 60 cents, 50 cents, 40 cents even,
I'm bidding.
I don't think it'll go much lower than that. I mean, you can just ride the wave slowly back
Mhm.
up, you know, because eventually
No.
used car prices will rise. All right. Yeah. Eventually
Eventually, you come back to here.
the Fed is going to have to step in eventually. All right. If the market doesn't turn around, they're going to have to increase interest rates and all these other things, and to help taper inflation. And when they,
Mhm.
bring down inflation, that's going to bring the prices down of used cars.
Mhm.
And that's when you're going to see all the demand step in. All right.
Yep.
Because markets are supply and demand. We're looking at this chart right now. There is absolutely zero demand. The reason
Mhm.
for no demand, prices are way too high. All right. Why would you pay, 1.5 times what you would pay for a used car just because the market is in a bad market right now? It doesn't
Right.
make sense, right? So
Right.
what you're going to see is you're going to see all of that demand and all of those buyers step in once the market balances out, and it's most likely going to balance out between $1 to 60 cents. And in between that range is going to be your accumulation zone, where you want to slowly start accumulating some shares
Mhm.
and be prepared, right? We're not
Yep.
telling you to go in all in and put your entire
No.
savings and your entire retirement portfolio into lots right now, because it's $1 and then it drops to 60 cents and you lost 40% of your retirement funds. What we're
Mhm.
saying is pay attention to it, look at it, start accumulating, right? Because if you start accumulating at $1 and you buy, let's say each time it goes 10 cents down, okay, you can have a nice dollar cost average between 70, 80 cents. And when this goes back up to two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, $9, you're gonna be banking. You're gonna be
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. Exactly. And one thing about the last thing on lots, the structure of this is not a correction. This is a violent sell-off. So what that means is,
This is no
the,
correction, bro. This is
yeah,
not.
this is
This is. I mean, just look at it. I mean, it
be-
was 950 is its base support. You know what I
right,
mean? If and
right,
that's where it IPO'd at. It looks like,
right.
that's where it originally started off at. It,
Mhm.
it had a nice rally up to like 11 or 12 or 11,
Mhm.
something like that. Fell back down to 950, rode all the way up to 1250, and then it's just capitulated. This
Yeah.
is literally the definition of capitulation.
This is a
So if you
blowout
look at
top
that
in the opposite
psychology,
direction.
so if we look at that psychology of a market cycle, what does it look like to you? I mean,
Oh, I mean, I can tell you right now, we are here in belief. This is belief. And now we're going to the thrill. I'm assuming what it's going to do, if it's going to follow this,
I think we're
it
in
does. It'll be like
thrill.
this.
I think we're in thrill right now, and I think it's going to top out around 60 to 50 cents.
Yeah. And yeah, exactly. And that's to me, just take your trend line, draw it across the top. When it starts touching this line, start buying. And I personally, I am going to place bids above this line because I'm betting euphoria ends somewhere a little bit above here.
Dude,
That's when we look.
Euphoria might be crazy. It might shoot it up to freaking 25 cents.
Oh my! Then
Like
I'll
on a
go all
wick.
in.
You know,
I'll go
no,
all
I'm
in.
saying on me and you know, bro, we've been trading the markets for years now. Okay.
Mhm.
It's not like it's our first time looking at these markets. Me and you have been trading for years. We know what it's like. I mean, you're gonna get those crazy fucking candles. You're gonna get those crazy ass fucking, people just trading the momentum, right? I mean, I
Mhm.
would day trade it, right? I mean, if the
Yeah.
thing gaps up and it's continuing to run up and it gaps up to 46 and it looks like it's headed to 30, I'm gonna day trade that on the bullish side, and I'm gonna be
Mhm.
part of that buying pressure that sends it higher.
Right.
But as
Yeah.
you
No. I
said,
mean.
you have to prepare yourself, man. I mean, when it
Mhm.
when it gets to there, and
You
the
can't be
thing,
scared. You
it's
got
gonna
conviction.
reverse.
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%. I have no doubt. And you read, I mean, if you need confluence on this, go look at any of the news reports online. They're expanding, they're growing. All it's going to take for this thing to start reversing hard, one piece of good news, because all the bad news is here. One piece. Oh, used car prices are not reasonable. One good earnings report. That's it. Boom.
I was gonna say, bro, 3 months of good articles. Let it start off before earnings with a good
Mm-hmm.
article, a
Mm-hmm.
couple weeks before, right?
Yep.
Head into earnings. Then they crush earnings because, oh hey, well, we've been, because the way earnings works and the way corporations and these really big businesses work is they they forecast their money based on the current market environment. So as soon as something inflates, it changes, right? It's 22 right now. They're looking at 23. Okay, inflation's going to be bad. So we're predicting it's not going to be good for us, right? Let the first reports, as soon as the first reports come around in 2024, 2023, it may take as long as 2025, but I'm pretty confident 2023, 2024 is when we're going to start to see inflation reverse, you know? And once that happens, I mean, give that thing 3 months of bullish articles about inflation ending and used car prices and, yada, yada, yada. And, well, the demand is so high now that, now they're actually able to, raise their prices even more because so many people are in the market for used cars, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna absolutely send the stock parabolic. It's gonna be
Yep.
great. It's gonna be
Yeah.
great. Let this thing get below $1.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's looking juicy.
Oh, I'm in. I'm in. And my projection is it'll do something. It'll probably ride this trend line, have one parabolic pop. It'll try to retest it as support for a little bit. That'll be complacency, and then I'm not interested in the complacency rally down or down is up. So I'm not interested in that. I'm interested. I
You're
want to be
waiting for
on.
that break of anxiety, right?
I want to be. Yeah, I want to be on the capitulation side to the upside. That's what I care about. So I will buy lots, and I will not look at it. I don't care if it goes down a little bit more. I'm not going to get shaken out. I mean, obviously, if it does not show any signs of reversal, if there is no volume at the bottom here, I'll flip it back so it's not confusing for people. If it gets all the way down to here and there's no volume and it just sits sideways, I'll exit. But I'm expecting volume to come in. I'm expecting it to have a bounce, a complacency. Well, it'd be complacency in the opposite direction, but a bounce showing that there are buyers.
Can you pull
I'm
up the you're on TradingView right now. Pull up the
yeah.
indicator VPVR, volume profile, volume range. And and
Oh, right here. Yeah, I do that right
and
here.
or
You
just the
want
volume profile visible range. That's it. So look at the volume. I mean, the volume is up above $3. That's where most of the main trading volume is.
look at
If you
this
look
one
on
right here.
by price, right? When we're speaking
Yeah.
by price, we're not speaking by date, volume by price.
Mhm.
That's where I see it going right back to, and you have a level right there at 424. I mean,
And I want to point out, here's your big sell-off, volume declining. That's good. That's very good. That's what you want
yeah,
to see because
volume
this is a
declining on a
volume gap.
sell-off.
This is a likely bounce target for complacency. So if you catch it at 50 cents, it could bounce to 150 in literally a day. I mean, look at what some of these freaking Chinese stocks did. Didi, You caught the bottom. Look at it, bounced 116% in a week. This is what's going to happen on lots. Something like this is going to happen. GitLab is one that had a nice capitulation. Bounced, what is this? 80% in a week. And then here's your complacency shoulder. I mean, it's a similar setup, and I can invert it. And I mean, obviously it's a little different here, but look, here's all your whole market cycle. There's your euphoria. Here's complacency. You're about to roll over.
That trend line's about to break.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Oh, this is that's the volume. But yeah, obviously you're still holding this downtrend because this is, well, I don't want to confuse anyone. That might be a little bit confusing. You're still holding this, but this is not bearish. There's your volume. Buyer stepped in. The volume is
the volume is picked up.
Yeah, the volume is picked up. And last chart I will show is, this is to me the catalyst for retail re-entry into the market. GameStop is a massive symmetrical triangle. The measured move on it takes us to $2,000. The stock split is coming, meaning it's 3-to-1. So for every one share will be 3. The biggest problem with GameStop right now is if it goes to $2,000, it's gonna be too expensive. But if it splits, it's a little bit more affordable for retail. This is a beautiful chart. This is an amazing chart. I own a lot of GameStop, and I am the biggest GameStop bull ever. All in GME, baby. I'm an ape. This chart's perfect. This chart is so perfect. I cannot understand. I think the problem right now is that retail is not in. This gets them in. Once they see what GME starts doing, then they'll start paying attention, and then we can sell our bads to them. I'll sell them my GME at 2,000. They can have it.
It's a symmetrical triangle.
And this is a weekly. Look at how long this time frame has played out.
But so there's two things when it comes to that pattern right there. Okay. I see actually two different patterns. I see the symmetrical triangle, and one of the biggest mistakes that traders make is thinking that a symmetrical triangle is a bullish pattern, right? Especially on TTCF. Tattooed Chef is one that I had been monitoring, and early in the year it had been setting up a nice symmetrical triangle, and I was looking for the break to the upside, but I never entered super long positions because we never got the confirmation. So I do want to express that to people that, hey, if we do break that bottom trend line, we could drop lower. But the main thing that I see is this is actually just a giant bull pennant.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it, it is bullish.
It's a giant bull pennant. I mean, if you draw it down from the 450 level all the way up to the highs, that's your definition of a bull pennant.
Yep. And I'll add one thing to what you just said about these patterns. These are just patterns. Like, these don't mean anything. So you always want to look for like other things to help you make your decision. I love simple moving averages. They're easy to understand. When I look at a chart on a high time frame, this is a weekly time frame.
It's one of the most common, and it's pretty much the simple moving averages are pretty much the most used and most common indicator across the entire stock market. So
exactly.
That hedge funds with their trillions of dollars and billions of dollars, that retail traders with their tens of dollars or hundreds or thousands of dollars are all looking at the same patterns. And I mean, I'm looking at a giant, huge bull pennant right now. I mean, it's insane.
And this little green one right here, this is my criteria for bullishness. The weekly needs to be above the 10 SMA, the 10-week SMA. It just broke back above it and is flipping it into support. And I'll show you why, and I'll be quick. Let's look at any oil stock. They are right in their 10 SMA. Let's look at OTC. It's riding its 10 SMA. That is what I look for. I want to see
what kind of what do they have a name for that cross, bro? And the 10. What's your purple line?
Oh, okay. So the purple here, and I'll just take out. We don't need the 100. Yeah. So we have the 10, the 200, and the 50. OTC has not had a golden cross.
Bro, that 10 crosses the 200. That's a pretty.
Oh no, the 10 did. Bullish. This is the 50 coming back up.
No, that's what I'm saying. That 10 looks pretty pretty bullish, bro.
So when you're looking at these, like, I'm just showing you basic patterns. I mean, I could go on about this chart forever. It is above the 10-week SMA. The MACD. Oh shit! Why did I put that there? The MACD is the three indicators I use religiously: RSI, MACD, moving
Simple
averages.
moving averages.
That's it. I mean, I don't really go much further than that. They give me all the information I need.
That's all you need.
So the MACD, look, it is the lowest it's ever been, and it's reversing. The monthly, it is the same. It is a massive breakout. A lot of people go, oh, well, the monthly MACD, there's a bearish crossover. I don't think you're interpreting this correctly. This broke a massive range. This is a breakout on the MACD. Yes, it was obviously, this is technically a bearish crossover, but on high time frames like this, I don't interpret it.
It's the monthly. It's different, bro.
Way. And then even on the high time frames, it is above the 10 SMA on the monthly. It's retesting the support. This is bullish. This is as bullish as I've ever seen. We can even look at the freaking RSI on the monthly. And I'll get rid of the MACD. The RSI, that's got a little work to do. But look, here's your pivot. It looks like a little hope pattern.
It's above 50, bro. It bounced off 50.
Exactly. And see, it looks like this right here. Yeah, exactly. This is the perfect example of what I'm talking about. A high RSI isn't a good thing, but you do not want to, if you bought GME down here, you waited forever for it to do anything. I'm not interested in that. I want to make money. And because I'm not an investor, I'm a trader. But when I make my long-term swings, I'm not buying it RSIs at 20 and 30. I want to see it up. I want to see the RSIs cranked, at least above 50. I mean, obviously there can be some deviation, but I want to see it at least above. You can chart the RSI the same way you chart anything. Here's your resistance. We held it basically as support. We're above 50. We're above all the moving averages are in the correct place. This is all of that combined makes me think we go up. And then the thesis,
and it's fine, man. For people looking short term, watching this video, and you think that AMC or GME is going to moon tomorrow, no, there's room to drop. He just showed you guys the support level on the RSI, on the monthly RSI is 46. It's above 50 right now. There's room to drop, and all we have to do is bounce off of that trend line.
Yep. And I could easily see this. If the indices want to capitulate, meaning the S&P wants to go lower, I could easily see a shakeout right here to the 200-week SMA. Easily, no problem. Would I be shaking out? No, I'd buy more because I'm not scared, because I think it would do something like this. But, obviously, if you want to just play it safe, wait for the breakout, don't FOMO, and just let it come back down and watch for it to hold. Then you buy, then you can have your tight stop loss.
Yeah, that's been one of the major things that me and you have been experiencing just over the years is get the breakout and then wait for the retest.
Wait. Exactly. Just
sell some profits, and because that's what most people are doing. You're getting the initial breakout and you're taking some profits, and you don't have to rush into something or FOMO into something. You don't have to buy GME when it's at 400 because it's breaking out, and then lose all your money and sell when it drops back down to 150, 200 on the retest.
Exactly. Yep.
Because you're freaking out. Oh, well, everybody just bought it at GME. It just went up to 400, and I just bought it at 400. Why isn't it? Where's my moon, bro? Where's my Lambo?
Right. Yeah, exactly. For me personally, I've already bought in. I have high conviction on this, but all I do is look at charts. I've looked at charts enough to where I think the bullish conditions are here, and I think it does break. It doesn't mean it has to, but I am.
Look at the volume.
Okay.
I mean, look at
the volume starting to pick up a little bit.
The past. I mean, look at those two green bars, bro. I mean, of course it's gonna drop a little bit after a huge increase in buying volume. Right. And that's something that people don't understand, right? Is when you see a large influx of volume, which even if you look at the volume spike over there, the volume dies off, and what does the price do? The price dies off. It's common sense, but it's also not common sense. All right. So what happens is volume just means that so many people are buying. All these people are buying, and it's green. When the volume is green, it's like, okay, boom, all these people are buying. If you don't have 10 million people buying GME the day after you just had 10 million people buying GME, the price is going to drop. I mean, it's just common sense. Why? Because there's no more buyers in the market, right? So what you want to see is you want to see the volume increase on the buying side, and you don't want to be scared. You want to be prepared and know rationally, okay, hey, well, volume is probably about to die off here because we just had a huge volume spike. And unless the volume is higher than the previous levels, it's impossible for the price to go higher.
Right.
You know, I mean, it's just as simple as that. So, if you see a volume spike, right, and the volume doesn't continue,
Mm-hmm.
then all right, hey, naturally the stock is going to sell off, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
there's not 10 million people buying the stock anymore. There's only
Mm-hmm.
1 million people. And, there's 9 million other people who are either holding or taking some profits and selling some
Yep.
off the top. And so
Or
when you
shorting
look
it.
at a ratio like that, exactly. When you look at a ratio like that, it's like, okay, well, hey, it makes sense now. Okay. Volume spiked up, and now we're seeing that volume decline a little bit until we get to the next buying, what I like to call demand zone, where
Mm-hmm.
you're going to see the buyers step in and you're going to see
Right.
more demand at these prices, so
And I want to add something to everything you said. Everything you said is 100% correct. Anyone watching this, listen to everything you just said. What is bullish is when you have your demand zone, volume dies off, and it doesn't hit. That's when you have your breakout gaps that don't fill. Most of the times they fill, but I think we're in a bull market. So I personally, I think a lot of these gaps up, they're not going to get filled for a while because I think the bull market's just beginning. So when you see, well, obviously take your profits on the breakout, but if you see it holding steady on low volume, that's how you get your bull flags. That means volume has died off, but nobody's selling. So all it's going to take is one pop of volume to send it way back up. That's how
yeah,
you
look at
get
that.
the bull
I
flag.
mean, if you look at the lows, from the lows to the lows, it's a lower low and then a higher
Mm-hmm.
low.
Mm-hmm.
Volume has done nothing but decrease tremendously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is just
I mean,
a
that's
massive,
a bullish signal right there.
bro.
The price is going up and the volume has capitulated 75-80% from the volume peak.
This to me, and this is to me is this vertical Wyckoff accumulation. I use this religiously too. If anyone wants to learn about the markets, this is how I trade. I use market cycle psychology. I use accumulation patterns. Where is this accumulation? Right here. Okay, let me see if I just get the image up. Be quick. Okay.
You're good, bro.
So to me, I mean, here's this to me is just basically like a kind of a Wyckoff pattern. It's not perfect, but there's your spring. That's the spring. This is where we are in GME. And this is what happens next. I'm fully expecting this to happen next. I'm fully expecting it to start bull flagging. Just like you said, we're probably going to break out. And I expect volume to die off. And I expect there to be a big gap somewhere here that never fills. We're just going to do this and then keep going. So, I'm placing my bets. If you want to play it smart, wait and see. If you see it peeking its head up, because what markets like to do, 3:59 p.m. it'll peek its head up, because that's what the market makers love to do. If you see it peek its head up, take a small position and see what happens. Doesn't mean it has to go up, but just I think the risk reward is there, especially if the indices look bullish. If the indices look bullish, or if the indices capitulate and this holds strong. If the indices just dump and this is holding, as soon as the indices bounce, the good news comes. This rockets. This is a weekly chart, so this is on the daily you can even see it is slowly curling up. And then on the MAs on the so many lines now, I'll just take them out. And the volume's even more apparent here. The buyer stepped in on the spring. It hit the spring and the buyer stepped in. And you see right here.
And we see volume decline and the price drops a little bit. But look at it. I mean, the volume, the volume is around. The volume is not shit. You know what I mean? But after the drop off, right? After the big spike. But look at it. It's holding its price.
It's not going lower. This is how you get bull flags. You have your rally, volume sells off, but nobody's selling. Our volume dies down, but nobody's selling.
As soon as you get that volume spike again, bro, it's going parabolic.
Up. Yep, that's exactly it. And then you don't even have a golden cross yet. I mean, it's consolidating, so golden crosses don't really mean much. But as soon as doesn't this not look like the DRYBULK shipping stocks? I mean, look at this on the daily, and then let's look at Godwell on the monthly. I mean, it's a similar setup. It's a similar look, or probably S block is a little bit of a better example, or Eagle. I mean, you have your sell off, you have your spring. Okay, now let's look at GME on the daily, on the 4 hour even. We're still see double bottom, bull flag. This to me is bullish, and to me all of this is just happening vertically. Normally this happens at bottoms, but I would consider this to be the sell-off. And so here's your range you're in. Here's your Wyckoff accumulation range on GME. It's vertical accumulation. And I think it's going up in a straight line. I have a very large GME position. And obviously, so you could come here, look at your Wyckoff chart. I mean, obviously buying 2 times higher isn't ideal, but if you want to play it, start bull flagging above one of these levels, and then you really have a confirmation of strength, and you're still going to make money. Like, it's not about maximizing profits; it's about mitigating risk. Like, your capital is everything. I am more scared to lose money than I am to miss out on some gains. I will happily buy higher. I will buy more GME at 350. If it does what I think it's going to do, I will buy more.
That's something that I've learned so much, man. Is just
you
don't
if
even
you
need
lose,
to chase it. Don't
exactly.
don't chase something that's in a euphoria market cycle,
Yep.
right? I mean,
Be smart.
What are you trying to gain realistically, right?
Exactly.
When you enter a euphoria market, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing just doubled in a week. I missed out on that. I would have doubled my money. And you hop into that. I mean, you have 60, you have, anywhere from 40 to 80%, possible drop off. As soon as euphoria hits, bro.
Yep.
If you pull up that other chart, that euphoria market cycle, the psychology of a market cycle, as soon as euphoria hits, bro, it's not very long after.
Yep. And then you're going to hold it here waiting. You're going to be angry.
That's where all the bag holders, dude. I mean, you can look at 2019, 2020. I mean, that's every single Cathie Wood stock. That's what they look like.
Oh, right? Yeah.
Her entire portfolio looks like that. If you look at any useless freaking
Speaking of Cathie Wood stats, I would like to point out the volume here on draft compared to way back here. People are buying. I'm talking about tech. Open is the chart. This thing is about to fly. Look at how there's no volume in the beginning. Look at how the volume. I mean, the institutions own like 80% of Open. They're buying this bottom right here. I love Open. I love DraftKings.
I've been thinking about actually taking some sponsors from DraftKings.
No, you should 100%. DraftKings. I love DraftKings at this price.
I know DraftKings is hurting right now, man. I know they could use a nice little sponsorship.
If y'all want to know, I pretty much started by being good at trading short. I'll put this on the weekly. People on Twitter were looking at this. This is why you only look at the charts, and you cannot be emotionally attached to this stuff. You have to just be unbiased and go where the money is. If people were looking at this, calling this a bullpen,
I shorted this RSI. I bet you the RSI is ugly.
Oh, the RSI is lower highs the whole way. It's like, look at this. This I can't. People. I was arguing
and that's
with
on the weekly chart. That's the hugest bearish divergence I've ever seen, bro. It's just straight down.
I made 1,000% on puts, and I cashed out early. This is, so you need to know basic TA to monitor your investments. When you see DraftKings, and you can see it's a Head and Shoulders. I mean, this is the most obvious shit I've ever seen. When it does this, when it breaks down and it gave everyone gave you your exit. Like, take the money. If you're at a loss, take it.
Bro, zoom in on it a little bit more. Like, make it bigger, bro. Like, it literally even gave you the retest.
Yeah, and I can even draw it. I can even be more.
It gave you the retest, bro.
It gave you 2 weeks of retest, or almost 3 weeks. I shorted it right here, and I was down like 30% at one point, and I just waited, just sat on my hands. I sold it here. I could have waited even more because my contracts were on. I could have got it way down there, but but now people are burnt by DraftKings. Well, look at the volume that's come in. So think about it this way.
That's the highest volume it's ever been. That green candle, that's the highest.
So COVID's going away.
pull up the volume profile again real quick.
Oh yeah.
So people can see, because I really like using that a lot, and it really goes to help to show people a lot where are actually people buying at, like when it comes to the price level, right? Because you can look at the volume by time, which is what you see at the bottom. You see April, July, October. All those months, you see the timeline of the volume. But when you look at the VPVR, right, you're going to be able to see the actual price where volume actually matters. You know,
Yep.
so I mean, once this thing goes, if this thing breaks above 20, I mean, that's a really big volume wall right there.
Mm-hmm. I like to call these vacuums. When it breaks above here, it's just going to vacuum because
I like
there's
that.
nothing
I've been
there.
calling them volume gaps. I didn't know what to call them, but I'm gonna
Well, yeah,
steal
no,
that
yeah,
from you. I'm
it's
gonna start calling
absolutely,
that a
yeah,
vacuum.
do it. Yeah, we're just
VV
going to
baby,
vacuum.
volume
I mean,
vacuum.
and when I say vacuum, don't think, oh, it's doing
It's
a
gonna suck it
parabolic.
right up.
It's probably going to do like this in bull flag, and then as soon as all it's going to take is one pop, and it's going to do that. And this is to take profits right here. You buy DraftKings at 16, you sit on your hands, and you wait for 48, and you sell.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you wait
That's all
till
you have to do.
48, bro. Wait till it hits close to 50, 45 to 50.
Yeah,
Boom, take your
start taking your
money out,
profits.
bro.
Here's
Everybody's gonna sell there. That's where all the hedge funds are gonna sell.
hell yeah. Here's your profit taking right here. You take a little profits there. I mean, you could take a little bit off the table here, and then leave a moon bag and take, here's 25%, 25%, 25%. You've made your money back easily, and just leave a moon bag in case it goes up in a straight line.
Now take it down to 14 and show the total profit percentage up to 48.
Oh, yeah. So if you bought, let's say
Go down to 14. Let's say it even drops further down to 14.
Oh yeah. Oh, it absolutely could. And I will be a buyer. You want to do 14? I don't know about here. Whatever, it doesn't matter. You're looking at 239% gains, no leverage, nothing.
Just
And
shares, not options.
Yeah.
Just shares.
Yeah, exactly. So if you're still learning options and like paper trading them, which I would probably do, and you want to like just make money, like and I think DraftKings is going higher. Will it take a while for it to get through all these walls? Yeah, of course. Will there be corrections? Yeah, of course. But I think if you can have a long-term outlook, DraftKings is going to make you money. DraftKings is a niche. It is it has the volume from the smart money. So smart
Listen,
money.
I'll tell you one thing about DraftKings is Michael Jordan's not a loser.
Yeah.
He is the world's most infamous sore loser, and he's also one of the world's most, famous and renowned winners and, glorious winners. And I mean, this guy is betting really, really big on DraftKings, and
It's a smart bet. So are hedge funds. It's like 77% ownership or something, which is bullish.
Just wait till the regulation passes off, bro. I mean, 2025 in crypto, is more regulatory. DraftKings gonna be accepting crypto now.
Oh yeah, they're already doing NFTs.
Hey, bet 5 Ethereum. Bet 5 Ethereum on Derek Jeter.
God. Yeah, seriously.
See what he does.
And I'll show you one more chart that I really like is Uber.
Like Vegas is gonna go full crypto, bro.
Oh yeah. No, crypto's not going anywhere.
Vegas is gonna go full crypto. Well, that's the main thing that I'm looking at in the future. It's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna have one last bull rally as we discussed up to around 6,000 on SPX. Okay, and then most likely all this money printing that we've done is going to catch up to us and a lot of these things. But we're going to have robots after 2025. So by the time 2030 comes around, everything is going to be dirt cheap to make because you're no longer paying employees, you're no longer paying salary. What you're doing is you're paying a robot to do the same job that you originally paid the robot 5 years ago to do in 2025 when you created it and bought it. So now 5 years later, you've paid off that robot expenses, and now the only thing it cost you to manufacture everything around the globe that everyone uses is electricity and energy. Well, what happens if clean energy takes off? And now we're using, somehow they implement solar better, or somehow they implement electric better, or the fuel cell, the hydrogen fuel cell technology things. I mean, there's so many different areas of clean energy. People don't realize we're about to go through we're living in the most historic times ever. People read about history all the time. Industrial revolution. Oh, what was that like? What do they call that? The Renaissance. And back in the day in Europe and stuff like that. None of that is going to compare to having no cost to make anything. I
Yeah.
mean, it's always been the price of human labor. You
Right.
know, before everybody grew a conscience, it was all slaves.
Right.
Okay, it was we're just gonna not pay slaves, right?
Hmm.
I mean, that's realistically that's the way I look at it. It's like robots are gonna be the new slaves.
Hmm.
There's not gonna be you're not gonna have to pay a robot, right? Just
Right.
like people didn't have to pay slaves to build the
Hmm.
freaking pyramids.
Yeah.
You know, and Egypt was dominating the freaking world back in the day.
Hmm.
They're not gonna the China, United States, whatever the global market, top global, economy is at the time, because that's still in a shake. I'm not sure if China is going to take over as the new world order or not in the next 10 to 20 years. That's kind of
Hmm.
up for debate, but it's not going to cost them anything.
Right.
It's pretty much going to be free. It's just going to be the cost of energy, and almost everything is going to be pure profits, right?
Yeah.
And people are
Yep.
going to realize this, and they're going to demand lower prices, and eventually everything will be so cheap to make, and so cheap to manufacture and sell. I mean, uh,
What is valuable?
companies
Gold.
earnings is just going to go up. They're like,
Yep.
hey, we don't have to do nothing anymore. We're just printing money. Hey, at this
Hmm.
point, everybody
Yep.
needs our goods and services. We're just printing money at this point.
Yeah.
We may have to do a couple robot repairs here and there, but it's not going to cost us much of anything.
Right. Right.
and
And
and that's going to be that truly disruptive innovation tech. And that's what Cathie Woods is banking her pretty much entire career,
hmm.
livelihood, reputation, portfolio, and
Hmm.
tons of people's money on is that theory. And that in 10 years, the cost of everything is going to dramatically decrease. We're going to have rapid, massive deflationary costs, which is
Hmm.
why so many people aren't worried too much about inflation right now. Like, yeah, hey, inflation is horrible. And a lot of people are wondering, why isn't the Fed being more aggressive right now?
It's an
Well,
exit rally.
the reason I think is because they know 10 years from now it's not going to matter.
Yeah. Yeah. They're
It's
always looking
it's
ahead.
just not going to matter.
But no, I agree with everything you said. And I think what's going to end up happening is gold. This is why gold's going to go up. Exactly what you just said. The dollar's going to become worthless. But I want to talk about Uber for just a second. And this is the last thing you can have for the oil Ponzi
Go
stocks.
ahead, show me Uber.
So this is Uber. So up is down, down is up. Gas is going up, right? Gas is going up parabolically. Obviously, Uber's going to have to start charging
So this is
more.
inverted, right?
Yes, yes. So to me, the inverted looks very bullish. It doesn't have to happen, but this is kind of how I see it. Here's the thesis behind it. Gas is going up, like it's going to be hard for Uber drivers to make a living. I think Uber could have a rough go, but Uber is not a bearish company because eventually oil is going to, it is going to be able off top. It will hit euphoria eventually down. So I think in the short term, you might be able to catch Uber at 18, which is a steal because of everything they're doing. Uber, let me show you this. Uber is talking about Uber Airplane or Uber, whatever this Uber Elevate, right? Basically, it's an electric.
Oh, me and you were just talking about the electric jets. What was that
Well,
company?
check this out. This is where I'm going with this. So basically, this is what they're going for: electric jet transportation. And so they said that they are working up in California. There is a company called Lilium. Lilium, I'm going to uninvert the chart.
Lilium, Lilm. Yes, bro.
Look at the
Lilium.
location, Nevada. They work in these jets. Now, look at the volume at the bottom. People bought.
Insane, bro.
Now, let me show you this. I'm going to invert the chart. I really like inverting these charts. This looks like euphoria to me. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, we're getting close. We haven't broken the downtrend yet, but we're getting close. This looks like euphoria. This is your complacency rally. When this thing starts doing this, it will do that, right? So I think personally, Lilium is the company Uber is working with. That is why the volume is so fucking high
It
at the
said they're
bottom.
working with Joby. If you
Oh, is it Joby?
on that last screen, I don't know if Joby has a stock ticker, but
That's okay.
what's up, Melissa? On the
Oh, is that so? What's
thing
up?
you were just showing, it said that the Uber is working with Joby.
Oh, is it Joby? Oh, okay. Well,
But I mean, you're not wrong. So on that note, let me give you my theory, okay?
yeah, go ahead.
Tesla is not a car company, it's a robotics company. It's the biggest tech company that there is currently right now, and it's just massively undervalued, right? Because
Mhm.
people don't understand. Especially once robo taxis become a thing, okay? Elon Musk is planning to have fully, autonomous driving and all of that, etc. is supposed to be according to him, via the last Giga Cyber Radio or whatever he just did over at the Giga factory in Texas.
Mhm.
He's planning to have this stuff out in 2023.
Right.
No human interaction, just fully autonomous. Your Tesla's driving itself, right? What's going to happen after that is I think Tesla is going to either purchase Uber or Lyft. And
Makes sense.
the reason being is because they're already marketing themselves as a robo taxi company, right? So robo taxis, I mean, just think about it. If Tesla has autonomous vehicles and Uber and Lyft have a system where you can click a button on your phone and have a car pick you up and take you to a destination, and
Mhm.
we're no longer going to have human drivers, the cars are going to be driving themselves. My theory is that Tesla is going to either buy Uber or Lyft and have instant access to essentially the whole globe with
Mhm.
instant pickup. We'll pick you up in a Tesla right now. Just click
Yeah.
this button. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And you don't have to worry about a driver. They're going to have
Mhm.
factories or locations, drop off zones where the Teslas are just sitting, waiting for someone to come and pick them up, right? Or someone to hit the button. And then it's going to say,
Right.
hey, choose your color. Do you want the red Tesla? Do you want the green? Oh, the green's out right now. So you got to get the red or white. And you're going to choose your
Right.
Tesla and it's going to come pick you up. Now, what I don't know is if they're going to implement the robots, the humanoid robots, into the Teslas, right? Because one theory that I have is that humans will not like the feel of getting into a car driven by nobody, right?
Mhm.
It's not going to feel natural for a human to sit in the back seat and be by themselves and not see
Mhm.
anybody in front of there, right? So if they have their humanoid robots, right, which they also said they're planning to release by like 2025 and stuff, and have out in the public, um, I mean, by the year 2025, we're potentially looking at a robot, an actual humanoid looking robot, right? And then we're also looking at fully autonomous vehicles that can pick you up and drop you off to your destination by themselves.
Yep.
Well, what company is the best at all of this? It's Tesla, right?
Tesla.
So
Yep.
Tesla's going to own that market cap and they're going to form a monopoly over it.
Yep. That's
And
absolutely 100%. I just want to
and
say,
they're just going to go freaking parabolic, bro. It's going to be insane.
anyone waiting for 450, anyone who thinks these gaps get filled, go get mental help. I remember I've been saying this for a long time. I said at 1250, up and sideways only, all dips are bear traps. The go long and stay long on
Dude, we have a
Tesla.
guy in the Discord, bro. I'm so jealous of. Bought 800 calls on Tesla for 2024 when it dipped below 800,
Dude,
bro.
he needs to change.
They're worth, bro. They're already worth like 500,000. I don't
He
know what
needs,
he paid for him for. I know he probably paid like maybe like 10 grand,
yeah.
maybe 100 grand at the most. But I mean, they're worth $500,000 right now.
He needs to change the password into his account and forget about it. And then he needs to give one of y'all the password and like
Dude,
I
homie,
give
hey,
me 5%.
I know, homie is just like itching to sell, bro, because like at least like once a month, bro, he's like, once every 2 weeks, he's like, should I sell my Tesla car or hold? And everybody, I love the
No.
Discord, bro, because everybody is like, dude, if you're gonna sell those, just transfer them to my account.
Yeah, seriously. I will do. Let me just show you what I see on Tesla. And this is how mind blowing it is. Look at the pattern on Tesla and look at this. This is a bottoming out pattern, but we're up in a straight line. We are literally over here on Tesla, but we're up. And this
This looks
what,
like the start of disbelief.
yes, exactly. This is exactly what happens next. Fuck. I mean, open the window, whatever. This
is almost
but
the
we're up.
closest. This is almost like the closest, prettiest chart to the psychology of a market cycle that you showed yet. I mean,
this plays out on all time frames.
There's anger, right? There's your anger that's below 830. Then there's your depression that's at 705.
Yep.
Right. And now we're in the freaking disbelief rally.
Anyone who thinks Tesla goes lower, go get help. You are dumb. This is just, I mean, it is the most mind-blowing chart I've ever seen. I've said it for a long time. Tesla is the green monster. This thing, and I'll give you a price target. Cathie Wood is absolutely correct. If we just go,
she's just wrong about Bitcoin. Bitcoin's not gonna be around.
Oh yeah. Bitcoin,
or by the time it hits 1 million, like she says, that's when it giga nukes.
Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin might go up. I'm more in the stocks, but like Ethereum's definitely going up. Long Ethereum, and on the NFT thing, or you can mint NFTs for cheaper on different blockchains, but the celebrities,
that'll be solved, bro. That'll be solved in 5 to 10 years on Ethereum.
The celebrities are buying. They want an Ethereum Bored Ape. Bored Ape. They don't want a Solana Bored Ape. So that's why Ethereum's bullish. It's a whale's playground.
Yeah, bro. Tom Brady just bought one for $500,000.
Oh yeah. See, that's what I mean. It is a whale's playground. So short-term price target, and I'm not kidding, by the way. This line is as serious as I'm being as serious as I've ever been. Short-term, you're looking. I mean,
well,
we need to break above here and hold it.
All right.
Long term,
let me cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
Real quick. You're right, but I also want you to keep in mind Tesla stock is about to split again, so the price is going to drop.
I don't agree. I think it's bullish.
Well, no, I'm saying like literally the price is going to go down.
So
they're splitting. Tesla stock is about to split again.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So like the stock is going to keep going up on the chart,
right?
But I just mean like actual dollar amount per share. A year from now, it's going to look a lot differently than kind of what.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But looking at candlesticks and stuff, like I'm here for it.
So you're right. And TradingView will adjust it for you. It'll look exactly the same. Mm-hmm. So basically, I think it touches the top of this trend line again. Whatever that price is, I know it seems crazy, but I don't think it is. So if we get to the top of this trend line in, I don't know, 3 a year?
5 years, bro.
Yeah, 5 years. I mean, this may look crazy, but you're looking at, I mean, just insane gains. And if you think this is crazy, let me show you Microsoft. If you think that's crazy, look at what Microsoft has done after accumulation. It has only gone up. It has only gone up.
So did you know that Microsoft is the I read this a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, maybe more, but I don't want to seem like I had some big insight into Microsoft and I made all this money off of Microsoft before the big stock market dip happened. Mm-hmm. But Microsoft is Congress's biggest position.
Oh, I believe it.
Everybody in Congress, that's their biggest position is Microsoft.
Oh, and if you want to see why I'm bullish on Apple against Microsoft. What do you think? I don't know. This looks like a fucking oil stock to me. This looks like an oil stock or a DRYBULK shipping stock. My price target right now, short term, is one share of Apple with one Microsoft. Microsoft's 270. So if you want a safe investment, I would choose Apple over Microsoft and sell it when it's worth one share each, when they're 1-to-1. This is bullish. I mean, I think it keeps going because Apple's.
So let me
the banking.
Let me shoot another one of my conspiracies out at you.
Mm-hmm.
Tesla's gonna buy Apple.
I'm here for it. Apple.
When Tesla hits that point up at the chart that you were just speaking of, that trend line, they're gonna have so much money in Bitcoin, right? I mean, they already have. You got to think Tesla. I don't know the exact book value, but they have billions in Bitcoin already, right? In cryptocurrency. And they also have Doge on there. Okay. Keep that in mind. So next time Doge goes to the freaking moon, I mean,
Oh, my price started on Doge.
Tesla's gonna have so much money, right? So here's what I'm saying is that when this happens, Starlink is already going to be a publicly traded company. Okay, by the time that Tesla goes to buy Apple, because the whole thing is there's been lots of rumors of Elon starting a phone and getting his own phone company, and he's proven to like to do things on his own, right? He doesn't want to go buy out somebody or partner. He'd rather just make everything on his own, right?
Right.
He's gonna get tired of that. Elon's getting old.
Yeah.
He's getting old, bro. 10, 15, 20 years from now, he's going to have so much money. I'm not going to buy an iPhone. Apple's already got the biggest, infrastructure globally around. I'm not going to be able to just, he's going to spend his whole life fortune trying to take over Apple. You know what I mean? He's just going to buy them. He's just going to buy them. And, and he'll probably die shortly after. He might be dead by the time that Tesla buys it, right? Like, the company will still be around. Yeah, that's where I see it going, bro. It's just like it's insane. It's like that's just where I see it going. Is I think that Tesla is and this is originally Anton's theory from the Discord, and he's the first one to show it, say it, and he said it years ago. He said it he said it about 2 years ago, honestly. And that's just where I see it, man. Is it makes sense to me, right? Elon Musk, I've been watching, he was just like on Joe Rogan, like he was asking him like, when are you gonna start doing planes? He's like, you're doing rockets. He's like, you're doing cars already, electric cars, and now you're doing rockets. Like, when are you gonna fucking do electric planes? He's like, Elon was like, my brain's at full capacity, bro. He's like, there's only so much hours in a day. He's like, if I try to do planes, I would explode. I don't have enough time in a day to try to start working on those. And that's kind of how I feel he is about, starting a cell phone company. It's like, yeah, like, okay, yeah, I could improve cell phones and give everybody global phone access through Starlink. Once Starlink is a lot more grounded. They started launching satellites and they have some up in the air, but they also redirected all of them to Ukraine right now. So that's what's going on with Starlink. But the way I see it is, 10, 15, 20 years from now, man, I mean, the guy's going to be old and he's not going to, of course, he's still going to be doing his Elon thing and, building tunnels underground and all this crazy stuff,
Yeah.
but it's just going to make so much more sense for him. Like, okay, boom, here's all my phone plan. And I'm just going to buy Apple. They have all the infrastructure and logistics. And, here's my phone, everybody.
Yep.
It's the newest
No,
phone.
that makes sense. I would not be shocked at that at all. And speaking of Doge probably started at about $1.80. But yeah, if you want to take the stream, you can. I'm done.
No, I think we're good, man. I mean, we talked on a bunch, man. We originally weren't even gonna get into crypto, but I'm glad we did. And we talked about a few stocks that are seeing a market rotation right now for people to pay attention to. Of course, there's always more stocks to get into and more stocks to pay attention to. Pull that one up on the daily chart for me, just so people can see.
Long oil. This is
massive. Look at the massive daily candle on that. I mean, it wiped out a whole week. It wiped out a whole week of bearishness. So when you look at it on the weekly chart, you can't even tell that the whole week before that was bearish.
Oh, and let me show you how violent the first leg drop. This is. I'll start at the retest right here. This is 3 weeks. 3 weeks. 1,800%. Why is it doing this? 1,800%. 3 weeks. Long oil. If you get nothing from this video, go buy. Just take a dart. Literally load up any stop screener. Filter it by oil. Have your dog come over and like pick one, or like put a blindfold on and just throw your money at whichever one you click. Seriously, oil is the most bullish shit.
Husa, bro.
Husa, Houston oil. Oh, there's my price start at 140. It's $4. CEI. You want to talk about Wyckoff? What about Wyckoff? CEI. This is white
Yeah,
coffee accumulation.
that's a Pelosi play too.
I mean, oh, is it really? I didn't know that.
Bro, that's the whole reason CI even fucking became a thing, in my opinion. Bro, it was a fucking Pelosi
So
play.
here's GBR. If you get back to the top of this range, is 25, which it probably will. Here's MARPS. I love the MARPS chart.
Oh, MARPs look good, bro. I have MARPs on my watch list.
Yeah, so I think it goes probably up there, and I mean, it just gives you these perfect widths to work with. Like, you finding resistance on MARPS is so easy, and there you go. And then obviously, what's the one thing I really like above the 10 SMA? You're riding it, riding the 10-week SMA all up, and you're
Holding
about
it.
this. Yeah, exactly. That's all I look for for bullishness, or that's one of the big ones. It's like, because I trade with the trend. So if I'm trading options, I don't try to go short if you're riding the 10 SMA. I mean, if you're
Eric,
overextended,
close it out, put it back on that chart.
yeah.
All right. So we're gonna end the video off here. Okay, guys. I appreciate y'all watching. The main thing I want to emphasize throughout this video, all right, is that James has been pulling up macro charts. Okay, we're looking at weekly and monthly charts. All right, these are not 1 minute charts for scalping. Right, these are not 5 minute charts. These are not 30-minute charts. These are not 1 hour charts or 4 hour charts. These are macro charts, right, where you're seeing the big picture. And when he talks about the SMAs or the moving averages, when we talk about the RSI and the MACD, okay, you have to realize these are much more influential. These hold much more weight than a 5 minute MACD, right? You can look at a 5 minute MACD, be like, oh, this is bearish. This is completely bearish. Yeah, you may be right. There may be a period where you may see 15 to 30, 45 minutes of bearishness. You might see a pullback, right? But when it comes to these larger time frame stocks or charts, right, or crypto charts, when we're looking at the weekly and the monthly chart, you're looking at the overall long-term big trend setup, right? So, if you're seeing a bullish setup on a monthly chart, then what does that give you the indication of that? Okay, hey, well, maybe there's possibly monthly, there's going to be months of bullish activity, months of bearish activity. Okay, the main thing that traders make the mistake of, especially when first getting into the market, is not understanding time charts and understanding the data and the technical analysis that they're looking at relative to the time chart. If you're seeing something hold the moving averages on a weekly chart or a monthly chart, you have a lot less to worry about if you dip below those moving averages on a daily chart or a
Right.
4 hour chart, right?
Exactly.
Okay, hey, the daily chart was a little bearish today. Let's zoom out to the macro scale. Let's look out on the monthly. Oh, hey, it turns out, we may have dipped to the 200 moving average and bounced on the 200 moving average on the daily chart, but we're holding the 10 or the 50 moving average on the monthly chart, right?
Exactly.
That's one of the main reasons, that I like, communicating with James, that I respect a lot of the trades he does. Besides the money he's making, right? Of course, because, you always, you want to be friends with people who are making money and doing good trades and see what they're doing. But when you understand their strategy, right? And so there's multiple different strategies. This is not my strategy. This is not the main thing that I use at, but we're tapping in and we're looking at a trader's resources and strategy. And we're seeing, okay, well, they're looking at a macro time level and we're seeing a lot of bullish signals on a much larger time frame, right? So we may see short-term bearishness, right? Oh, hey, well, I mean, I don't know what does he mean? Like the monthly candle was all the way up here, and and now we're on the daily chart. It dropped 20%. You're not worried about a daily chart 20% drop when you're looking at macro levels on a weekly or a monthly chart, and you're seeing that it's holding up those key levels. So once it breaks those key levels on the higher time frames, that's when you have to reevaluate, right? So that's your main thing, okay, people? If you're looking to do a trade, you need to pay attention to what chart you're looking at, and you need to figure out what your time scale is for the chart. is this a long-term swing trade, or is this a long-term investment, right? Or is this
Mhm.
a short-term trade? Are you looking to
Right.
get in and out of this trade? Me specifically, I like to do scalping. I like to be
Yeah.
in and out of trades between 5 to 30 minutes, right? I like to
Mhm.
get my move in and out. And I'm still learning some of these larger macro time frames, right? But that's the main thing. Okay, so it's like, if you're good at small time frames,
Mhm.
respect that and notice
Mhm.
that. All right, hey, well, you know long term it looks bullish, but I see a little bit of a bearish signal on the small time frames. I'm going to catch
Right.
this quick scalp, right? Or
Yep.
and if you're long term on a really high chart such as the monthly, don't be afraid just because a position dips 10 to 20%. You want to
Right.
see, is it holding your levels, right? Is it
Yes.
holding the things that
Yep.
you thought that gave you those original bullish indicators? Okay, hey, well, we're trading above the 10 SMA right now. So,
Mhm.
don't be scared if it dips back down to the 10 SMA and it's a
Yeah.
15%
Exactly.
drop. You're
Yep.
looking to see, all right, is it going to hold that level? Because
Yep.
if we hold this level, it's a confirmation of further bullishness, right?
Yep.
And now you have skin in the game. You're already in there. You can choose to
Mhm.
add to your position and
Yep.
add more to increase your, possible profit potential. Or you can look at it and say, all right, hey, well, these are some critical levels right here. We're testing my bullish theory. I need to have a
Mhm.
stop loss in place, right?
Yep. Exactly.
And that's it. That's as simple as it gets. And a lot of people, make trading really hard.
Yep.
But this video is here to show
It's all
you guys
mental.
that it's all about your time frame and it's all about your
Yep.
mentality. All right. If you're
Yep.
looking at large frame, weekly and monthly charts, you need to have a weekly and monthly time frame, right? You can't
Mhm.
get scared out of a weekly pattern because of 1 or 2 days
Yep.
of activity that go against your bullish or your thesis, right? You
Yep.
can't get scared out, and that goes the same, like if you're trading on these small time frames, you need to know, all right, hey, well, I expected bullishness within the next couple hours, and it's been 3 hours of bearishness. Like,
Mhm.
you should have exited that trade already, right?
Right.
Because you're looking at a
Right.
much smaller time frame. You're expecting this move to happen within hours.
Right.
So
Right.
that's the main thing that I'm ending the video on and trying to preach is know what time frame you're looking at on your chart and respect the time frame. Okay. If you're looking
Yep.
at a 1 hour chart, look for moves to happen within the hours. If you're looking
Mhm.
at a daily chart, look for the moves to happen within the days. Weekly
Yep.
chart, look for the moves to happen in weeks, monthly. It's
Yep.
so on. So I appreciate
100%.
you coming on
Yeah. No
today.
problem.
We'll do some more videos for sure in the future. Always enjoy talking to you. And
Yeah.
if you guys want to join the Discord, trade with us, and just see, basically my analysis. Okay, that's where you'll get. I'm posting daily Tycoon analysis in there, and you'll also be able to get entries and exits on all the plays I'm in, as well as the 3 other admin traders. You can join the link in the description below. In the the link in the description. Use that, and if you use the code Zachly, like the channel name ZachlyTrades, you can get a discount on your membership. All right. So thank you guys for watching. And I'm out. Okay.
Later.